like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle.
Hey, man, and it's your co-host that does it the most, Rick Masters. Y'all already know what time it is. We got the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. We got the sweaters all black. We got red. We got the white sweaters. Yo, we got the hoodies. We got the shirts. I'm telling y'all, we taking over $25 for the shirts, $30 for everything else, plus shipping and handling, $5 fee. At Rick Masters 23, you can find me, Mr. Lee, on Instagram. Rick Masters everywhere else. B Jizzle, let's go.
Like my boy said, get your merchandise by hitting us on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, IG, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Get your merchandise today. It's white, black, and red. $30 a pop for the shirts, $35 a pop for the sweaters. All shipping and handling included. Also, I want to give a shout out to, my people, you know what I'm saying? The Pull Up Basketball Podcast for the Cash App. My man, E. Leezy. Straight out of Oakland, you know what I'm saying? Golden State Warrior fan through and through. If you guys have not seen his YouTube page, follow it at _E Leezy. _E Leezy. That's where you can follow his YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Also, my man plays for Keith. You know what I'm saying? Set the $5 donation. My man been with us pretty much since the start of this whole thing. So always recognition and respect to everybody that supports the podcast. We're going to continue to bring out this fire content. Also, down the line, we're going to actually be having, little contests and prizes to give back to the people, man, for y'all being so supportive for our podcast, man. But let's get to business. We got the NBA free agency still continuing today. Now, with all the stuff going on, all the trades and all the, movement in the league, I think it's kind of like fair that we have somewhat of an open talk about the situation, bro. So without further ado, let's go and get started with the big one, of course, that still hasn't been determined yet. What is going to happen to Kevin Durant? Where do you see him going? As well as, do you think it's going to take somewhat of a hit to his legacy if he chooses to leave the Brooklyn Nets? Let me hear it from you.
Before I really get into it, I want to ask, because I know you played on a professional level, so I kind of want to ask you this first. How does it work with, I know what they say on TV about contracts, but you being a professional ball player, how does that work with contracts? I know he's in a 4-year deal. So, how does that work? Can he just leave? Even though he's requesting to leave, how does that really, break it down for the fans and people watching?
Yeah, for sure, bro. So, actually, like you said, business, there's two sides to it. There's the playing side and the business side, like you said. What has to happen with this deal? Yes, KD has a 4-year, I want to say 176 something like that $1 million deal. I don't know the specific number, but it's definitely a 4-year deal. He just signed last season. So what has to happen if he's not going to go ahead and fulfill that contract? They got to find a team that's going to somewhat match that contract by bringing other players that equal Kevin Durant's salary. So take, for instance, let's say the Warriors. Okay. If KD goes to the Warriors, that means you're going to have to give up guys like Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, Jonathan Kuminga, not just to match Kevin Durant productive on the court, but to match that salary that KD has. So as long as you do that, then you can have a deal. So a lot of times why trades don't go down is because of financial reasons, because they can't find somebody to match that contract.
Okay. So with that being said, that means, and correct me when I'm wrong here, that means KD has a little bit of pull then, because he is a valuable player. He is a superstar. So, it's kind of like when LeBron wants to leave, or when somebody with a big name wants to leave, people going to start making pieces move, basically.
Exactly.
So with that being known and said, KD has said that he had interest with the Suns. Now, I'm going to stop right there. I don't know too much of the history between him and Chris Paul, or if, he just cool with the people out there. But I'm trying to imagine him. Now, anywhere KD goes, people, we know he's going to do his thing, 30 points average. He's going to ball out. He's KD. But I'm really trying to figure out, what is KD doing? Okay, OKC, I felt like he honestly could have retired there. I mean, realistically, he wasn't, because it was a small market, but still, that was pretty much his town, okay? He leaves OKC, goes to the Golden State Warriors, a team he should have beat, had 3-1. And like Stephen A. Smith said, but I said it before I saw it on TV. Long as he win, I ain't gonna have no issues. And he won. So I let that go. And then you start listening to the media, even though you say you don't. Now you head over to the Nets. You want your own team. You got what you wanted. Now, out of nowhere, the first time in his career, he is actually forcing himself out of somewhere, which is really out of character. And I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I don't know if he just likes to be in the media now. I don't know if he's just trying to prove a point. It's almost Kyrie Irving type of vibes, you know? So I'm be honest with you. I don't know what he's doing, man. I don't know if he's doing this for clout. I don't know if he's doing this because he's mad at somebody in the organization. I don't know if he's just, you know, to be fair to him, maybe he thought coming to Brooklyn, everything was going to fall into place. But then, you know, you got James Harden heading out. You got Kyrie acting a fool. You don't know what the COVID thing in New York that made games kind of tough to play, you know, with those protocols. So I don't know, man, but I'm going to tell you what, the Suns, I like him better on the Heat than the Suns, man. What do you think?
Hey, so look they got two teams, like you said, the Suns. That was the big one. That's where KD wanted to go. And then he had the Heat as well. Now, keynote, where KD wants to go is not up to him. It is up to him, but it's not. So the Nets are in charge of where KD goes. Since he's going to be getting traded, he's not a free agent, so he can't just up and leave where he wants. They got the control and power on when this guy's going to go. So KD put his top two teams with the Suns and the Heat. The Suns, if he goes to the Suns, it's going to be there for DeAndre Ayton to come back to Brooklyn, because you guys know they didn't give DeAndre Ayton that supermax. So DeAndre Ayton is unhappy in Phoenix. You have to add him, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Payne, and probably a few picks to get your hands on a Kevin Durant. And he'll be teaming up with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. I don't really like that mix, because you don't really have no defense, no toughness. You got all the offense in the world in Phoenix, but you ain't got no toughness. And I think that's the biggest Achilles heel for Phoenix. They don't have no tough guys. Jay Crowder tries to act like a tough guy, but he's not. And that's why in the playoffs, I feel like they're not gonna get far. Like Pat Bev said, nobody's afraid of Phoenix. So I don't see KD going there and being successful. Miami's a different story. That's a different animal, because you have toughness, you have culture, you have defensive-minded guys on that team, and KD is going to feed off of that, where he can be himself. You got a guy in Jimmy Butler who can use a Kevin Durant to help carry the offensive load on his team. So I like him going to Miami just like you do. But the only problem with Miami is that Bam Adebayo has that rookie contract that is going to kind of mess up numbers-wise getting Kevin Durant there, as well as Miami's kind of struggling with having the assets to get a KD. They got Tyler Hero, they got Max Strus, but they have a lot of, undrafted players on that team. So they don't have a lot of high-value guys. Now, the only team I could say, and this is crazy that I'm saying this, I'm going to give it back to you. The only team that I could say that really has the assets to, be able to get Kevin Durant is Golden State. If we're going to talk about, who has the most assets to get back to get a Kevin Durant, it's going to be Golden State. Now, people, they may be like, wow, you talking about, you think that they're going to probably move Kevin Durant back to Golden State? I'm like, I wouldn't count it. I wouldn't doubt it. Because if you look at their team, Poole, Wiggins, Wiseman, Kuminga, and for Kevin Durant, they're definitely at least looking at the option. You have to, because it's Kevin Durant. I think it's a mistake if they do it, but they're going to entertain that option of bringing KD back in if it's worth it. So let me give a few of these comments. Salute. Miss Davis said, I think they both should have stayed in Brooklyn. That's why I think that's what should happen. They should stay in Brooklyn. They definitely should stay in Brooklyn. Herm said KD would be better off in Memphis. Okay, he's a Memphis Grizzly fan. Shout out to my man Herm. What y'all thinking? Should he go to Memphis? I don't like him in Memphis, bro.
I'm I'm just honestly like KD's 34.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, okay, this is what I'm getting at with it. It's almost like he's trying to find himself as a middle-aged man. Like at 34, because I'm 31. Like at 31, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to be. I know where I want to go. Like, it's like he's almost like a unpredictable storm, man. Like, is he coming? Is he going? Like, what do you want to do? And like I said, the type of move that he's making right now is just so out of his character. And I'm just wondering, like, what's on the brother's mind on a serious note? Because let's just be frank, you signed a 4-year deal, bro. Like, just finish out your 4 years. That's what you wanted to do. You already had the opportunity to stay in Golden State, but no, you let the noise get to you. And then I'm gonna be real with you. It's a better, I mean, us being 90s babies, it's a better hero story if everybody left you and you went hard the next season, you put up crazy numbers, and it's like a redemption season. Because at the end of the day, you're KD. They're gonna put pieces around you. You're a superstar. So make that your home. D Wade had the Heat, Kobe had the Lakers, Gilbert Arenas had the Wizards, Kawhi got Clippers. Like that's the your home. Like that's your kingdom. So let people bring like let the GM, let coaches talk, let people bring people around you. Like,
right.
And here's another thing. The only reason why I'm not feeling it is because you're not Kobe. You know what I mean? Kobe already won some chips when he started talking trash. Like, I feel like when you start talking like that, you better have you better have set the kingdom up first. Like Kobe already set the kingdom up in Looney Tunes, like land. Like he already set it up. So when he was getting frustrated, that's different. Because he's like, look, y'all ain't helping me out. Y'all know I can win if y'all help me out. And when they helped him out, he won. So it's like, KD, you really just got there. And then when you get there, you're not making it far into the playoffs. And then, hell, if it wasn't for COVID or you getting hurt, you barely play. I barely seen you do anything in the Nets uniform. Then when you finally get an opportunity to show us something, you trash in the playoffs. I'm like, bro, like KD, man. Nah, don't stay in Brooklyn, bro.
Hey. So we gotta go into this next one, bro. We gotta talk about his teammate because you just made a good point. He seemed like he's following the footsteps somewhat of Kyrie Irving. And you guys know, understand KD and Kyrie Irving are best friends. And, they both, they wanted to actually play with each other. Quiet as kept. When KD requested his trade out of Brooklyn and Kyrie Irving follows suit, they have plans to play together. They still have plans to play together. That's what was reported by Mark Spears. So if I'm Brooklyn, first of all, I don't see Brooklyn giving KD and Kyrie what they want because you've caused so much disturbance to the organization with all your antics. I'm not giving you what you want. If you're getting shipped out of here, you're gonna get shipped to the team I want you to go to. Now, if we talk about Kyrie Irving, this has been the biggest move in the trade talks. Keeping that like button, y'all. Kyrie Irving reunited with LeBron James. Rick, let me ask you this question, bro. Kyrie Irving going back to LeBron James after their stint in Cleveland, going to the finals 3 years in a row with LeBron James. What do you see that turning out to be if Kyrie does go to, the City of Angels to play with LeBron LA, and possibly Anthony Davis? What do you see happening after the fact? Let me hear from you.
I mean, I'm gonna be realistic. If AD can stay healthy and just play decent, I don't need him to play good. Just be reliable. Just give me 18, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, couple assists. I'll be happy with you. Because to me, in my mind, that's just another like version of the Miami Heat when you had Wade and Bosh. So the difference is though, and people keep forgetting this, Bosh was a super duper star 6'11" power forward. People sleep on that. They don't really watch basketball. So AD and shout out to Chris Bosh, Texas boy, you know what I'm saying? Dallas, Texas. But they don't understand that, AD is like, I don't know, man. That man it's like after he won that championship in the bubble, he just went ghost. Right. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with that. And then when it comes to Kyrie and LeBron, I really hope Kyrie is not trying to like make redemptions or like trying to make things better, because here's the thing. When you did play with LeBron, y'all were younger. LeBron was younger. Okay.
Yeah.
And LeBron is not that same LeBron when he came back from that 3-1. That's not the same LeBron.
No.
So in essence, yeah, LeBron still can play. LeBron still has a high IQ. All that's great, but he don't got that athleticism like he used to. All right. No. So that means what? That means you're gonna have to contribute more. And I'm gonna tell you what, if you think you about to come over here and do what you did with the Celtics, if you think you about to come over here and do what you're doing with the Brooklyn Nets, if you think you about to come over here and do what you was doing when you was young with the Cleveland Cavaliers, bruh, you got another thing coming in Looney Town, because the Lakers are there to win, man. And like I said, I think Kyrie will mentally be okay. He's very spiritual. But yo, man, I'm be honest with you. I know they won together, but this is not their prime selves, man. This is not like that, like you could just turn it on, cut it off, turn it on type of thing. Like they need to. Nah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not like, I get it. I get that they won a championship together, but those were good times. Those were better times. Like, yo, LeBron he over the hill, man. Like, yeah, he in good shape. Yeah, he still can give you something, but that's not the same LeBron you played with back when you won that championship. It's just not. Sorry.
No, that's facts. And shout out to the people in the chat. Hearn, my man Hearn, saying that the Portland don't have enough assets for KD. He says he feels like the best package would be the Grizzlies or the Pelicans for Brooklyn to get Kevin Durant. I don't think the Grizzlies have enough assets. They just got rid of Kyle Anderson. Job ain't going nowhere. Jaren Jackson's unproven, and that's their second best player. And they got a bunch of young guys. You don't want to move those guys. You want to get what they need to do. They need to get another vet on that Grizzlies team. They don't need to move nothing. They just need to get another vet on that Grizzlies team, and then they'll be straight. Big Bull Hoffa from New Orleans said that thank God 80 gone. We don't need him, bro. Dude make out of paper clips. He ain't Pelicans material. Hey, I'm happy we ain't got no 80 either, because they tried to get Paul George for Anthony Davis. I said, hell no. Nah. I told people this 2 years. I said PG's better than Anthony Davis, bro. He just is. But people don't want to listen. But as far as this whole Kyrie Irving situation, bro, nobody else really wants him except the Lakers. If you look around the league, as talented as this dude is, as gifted as this dude is, no one wants to deal with the headache as Kyrie Irving. I love Kyrie, but he obviously in a place in his life where basketball is not the most important thing. And when you're dealing with these people, these billionaires, man, with their business, they want you to put basketball first. All the other stuff comes second. Kyrie's made it clear he'll take time off when he needs to take it off. He'll miss time when he has to. He'll do what he ain't gonna put basketball first, even though he's getting paid millions of dollars. So they thinking like, we're not gonna commit to you. So the Lakers are the only team, because they're desperate to get a Kyrie Irving, because essentially Russell Westbrook is a problem for the Lakers that does not fit. So I think what the Nets are thinking is, let's trade a problem for a problem. Kind of like what Brooklyn did with Philadelphia. Let's trade James Harden for Ben Simmons and see what happens. And, Kyrie to the Lakers, I mean, cool. Yeah, you can see some highlights. You might have some more spunk, back some more, box office. But as far as winning the championship, no. They still would be probably like in the bottom half. Just getting Kyrie. Because look what Kyrie was with Kevin Durant. They still got swept by a Boston team. What you think that's going to change anything in the Lakers if Kyrie Irving goes there? I don't see it happening, bro. But that's just my opinion. let's go to the next one, but let's talk about this Phoenix Suns situation because KD is one of the players that they're searching out in Phoenix, but there's some other things that are going on in Phoenix that are a little bit, hectic. Shout out to Devin Booker, man, for getting his, big contract, $214 million for 4 years. He's a superstar, all-star, you know what I mean? And basically, I look at D Book as the guy that I had him as my preseason MVP. I ain't gonna lie. And for a lot of the year, I thought that he was gonna get it because Phoenix having the best record in the NBA, him being the best player on that team. I just think that he was just under the radar because of Jokic and Embiid, the battle between those two. But I thought D Book was going to be the MVP this year, so he got his bag. But the big man DeAndre Ayton, he has not gotten his bag yet. They still trying to find out what to do with this man. What do you think Phoenix is going to be this season, bro? Do you think that playoff collapse against the Mavericks is going to hurt them going to next season, or do you think they'll be bouncing back, rather if they get Kevin Durant or not?
I'm gonna tell you what, man. I don't think they're gonna bounce back, and this is why I say that, because when you play like the way they ended the season, like it was no fight, it was no grit, it was no grind. It was just like they laid down and got beat. Like it wasn't even fun to watch. Like, and to me, yeah, they had a good season, but BJ, you always say it on this channel, season and postseason, like team, like playing is different. And I felt bamboozled personally because the year before, I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, Phoenix. And then they were doing good during the season, coming off from last season with, going against the Bucks. So I'm like, okay, Phoenix, all right. And then they just say, you know what, man, I'm going to go ahead and just take a nap right here. What is we doing? And when you do that to me, you lose all credibility with me, because no real champion, no real basketball player, no real competitive person is gonna lay down like they did. Even if you was just missing shots, like you gonna shoot until you can't shoot no more in order to try to win that game. Like I just felt like they just laid down, and when you do that to me, when I see that type of gameplay, I can't have any faith in you, man. I just can't. It was disrespectful, man. I was mad. I was hot. I'm like, bro, are y'all even gonna try to play? Like, man, I said, you get me, BJ, get his little brother Malik out there. We could do better than that. Like, like I felt like I even saw their energy. I'm like, there's no like, how John Morant be ready to play, like he ready to go. Like John Morant. I'm gonna use him as an example. When he gets on the floor, even as a person that watches the game, I'm like, oh damn, it's John. Like, snap. Like even if you could play ball, like you could be another superstar on the opposite team, but you just like, damn, we gotta play John. We gotta play John.
Yeah.
God, it's almost like he a headache, because it's like he gonna come at you. Yeah. But the Suns, it's like after what they did, I'm sorry, ain't nobody respect. Like I wouldn't even be worried about them. That's how I personally feel. What you think?
Hey man, that's facts. You know what I'm saying? If I look at the Suns right now, man, they had the best record. I think they had 66 wins last year. And a lot of things, and Pat Bev broke this down. Shout out to Pat Bev. When the Suns got beat by the Mavericks, he came on one of these sports shows. I think it was called he's with Stephen A. Smith, JJ Redick, a few of the other commentators, and he basically said that, look, Phoenix Suns had a great team. They had a great system. They came into the next season, which was now, and basically came in and just said to themselves is that, they carried on from the season prior. They basically didn't have much of a challenge. No one really expected the Suns had an easy route this season, just like in the playoffs. Guys like AD got hurt in the first round of the playoffs. Kawhi got hurt in the third round. Jamal Murray didn't play in the second round. So they got an easier path when they faced a full Bucks team. Then they got exposed because Giannis Antetokounmpo was the best player. This season, they had a system which they were able to, win all those games. But when they faced a team like the Mavericks, a guy, Luka Doncic, he basically took their heart, man. Like Pat Bev said, even in Game 7, he said that the Phoenix Suns body language, like you said, was off because they were already nervous. They knew what Luka Doncic was going to do. If he can score 30 points on Kawhi and PG, you know he can score 30 points on Devin Booker and Chris Paul and Mikal Bridges, man. So that's when you saw the demolish on the Phoenix Suns side. I feel, me personally, I think the Suns will still be a good team. I think they'll still be a top 4 team. I'm not going into the playoffs this season with high expectations for Phoenix unless they get Kevin Durant. But even with Kevin Durant, I don't see them coming out the West. But I think the Suns have reached their ceiling. I think Devin Booker will continue to get better, but I think Chris Paul has, aged out. I think Chris Paul is about to be 38 this year. He has aged out. So I don't think the Suns are going to be going to the finals or the conference finals this year.
Man, look, I'm going to tell you something. I'm excited to see what John Wall, Kawhi Leonard, and People
One second. Hold on, bro. One second. I want to if I let you, my bad. My man Charles, for Dreamers Pro YouTube channel. Go follow Dreamers Pro YouTube. Y'all can see in the comment section, bro. One of the best YouTubers on this whole YouTube thing, man. I really appreciate you jumping on, bro. But my bad. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I was just saying, shout out to Dreamers Pro. Shout out. But I'm really excited about this John Wall thing. I'm really excited because watching John Wall over the years, no matter like when he played, he's gonna play. And I'm just like, man, now you got a dude that you can rely on in the point guard position. And then you got Kawhi Leonard, he a dog. He like a Terminator. He don't say nothing. He just come in and occur. And then PG has been showing himself for the last 3 years. This dude has been proving himself. Like this dude, look, BJ. If the Clippers don't win a ring, man, I don't know what to say. Like they literally got a team where it's just like, hey, it's kind of on the platter. All you got to do is put in the effort. Like that's it. Right. All you have to really do is come out here, play how y'all normally play. Don't get too loose goose in the fourth quarter. Kind of keep it tight because some games last season, they start tripping in that fourth quarter. But they kind of keep that momentum going, bro. I'm excited to watch them play, man. What you think?
Hey, listen, man. You already know how I'm coming with the Clippers, man. Listen, if I have to pick a team to win the Western Conference this year, if I gotta pick a team that's gonna take it all this year, I'm choosing the LA Clippers, bro. Listen and listen closely. I'm gonna be the first one to say this. There's no excuses this year. There's no bubble. No injury. Everybody's back healthy. LA Clippers, it's time for us to win the title this year. I think Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the NBA when healthy. I will pick him over Kevin Durant. I will take him over Steph Curry. I will take him over Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, Giannis. I think I would take him over anybody healthy. I've seen this man score 30 points a game last season against the Mavericks and the Utah Jazz on 57% shooting. The only player in the league that plays both ways at an elite level by doing that, bro. That is the best player in the league to me. But we still got to get it done. The Warriors are the champions. I feel like it's going to be the Clippers and Warriors in the conference finals. But I'm very pleased with the John Wall signing. I'm very pleased with it because I think John Wall, being hurt these last 2-3 seasons, he was one of the best point guards in the NBA just about 3 seasons ago before the injuries. He was top 5. Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Kyrie Irving, John Wall, top 5 point guards 3 to 4 seasons ago. I think he's going to be very big with us. I think that we got the deepest team in the NBA. I think that we will come in with a vengeance. I think Kawhi is going to be focused. I think Paul George is going to be ready to go. Reggie Jackson, Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, Norman Powell, the whole crew, bro. We're going to be ready to go. So that's all I got to say about that. What you think?
Man, look, again, Clippers got it like this right now. All they got to do is go eat. They just got to put their head down and just eat. That's it. The plate's already made for you. And Kawhi Leonard, man, I'm telling you right now, I swear to if Achilles or a knee go out, I'm just going to shoot you with the rest of the horses, dude. I can't take another season with you not showing up I can't bear it to see Paul George out there giving it all he got, and you just sit on the sideline like this. I need you to play, man, because I already know when you play and you like BJ said, and you healthy, bro. It's like, man, y'all got it. KD
Right.
don't know what he want to do. Kyrie playing around. LeBron getting old. AD knees are made out of paper. It's your world. Like,
right.
Man, look, I'm excited, but I'm a little scared because Kawhi, he always something, man. Like he turned to the left and he just my knee hurt. Like, come on, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, we can't have no more injuries, man. And I think I said it's going to be the Warriors and Clippers this season. I believe in Paul George. What he did last year, in the playoffs, bro. Like this dude, people forget PG when healthy is a top 10 player. So I think when you got a guy like Kawhi right beside you, it makes you stronger because now with Kawhi coming back to the team, it's going to put everybody else at ease. Guys like Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson ain't going to have to score 25 points a night. They can be their regular selves. So I say to myself, okay, Clippers got the deepest team. They got one of the best coaches in the NBA. All they got to do is get the job done. And once that happens, then we'll go from there. My man Charles, we don't have the super chat yet. We got the Cash App and the ticker. Anybody want to go into the Cash App, man? It's right there on the ticker. Y'all can send it right there. And we'll keep it going. But we're gonna go ahead into our last one, and then we're gonna go and bring people in. Bro, so let's talk about the Eastern Conference champs. I think it's only right to do that. They just had an addition to their roster, and I had questions to see would this be the addition that could actually take them over the hump and put them back into the NBA Finals because they needed a point guard. They needed a point guard on their team, and they were able to pick up Malcolm Brogdon, who is not really somebody that has a big name, but he's a solid 15-point per game scored, and he has, I think, 6-7 assists per game. He's good at controlling the tempo. He has all the tools as far as, being under control. Not the most athletic guy, but he is 6'5". Do you think this is the move that's going to put Boston back in the NBA Finals, or you see some other teams that's still going to take over? Let me hear from you.
I mean, it'll definitely make the Celtics more formidable because honestly, they had no type of direction in the finals. They were just doing their own thing. It was like a circus act. And to be honest with you, they would have did better if they let Horford run point guard during the finals. Because it seemed like he was the only guy who really had his head like focused. You know what I mean? That veteran type of player. But of course, that's what they needed. That's what they were missing. And then if you think about it, man, like you said, Brogdon, yeah, he's not the fastest, but he has some height on him. He has pretty decent defense, and he knows how to orchestrate like a point guard is supposed to do. And I think it'll make them contenders. I don't really want to say that Bruce Mar, he said PG top 10 questionable. Yeah, okay. But it'll make them contenders in my opinion. I don't know if I want to go and say they'll probably go back to the finals. I think honestly KD kind of let them get to the finals by the way he played. A lot of stuff, and I think we talked about this on the last show with some of our people that come on, man. Like I think a lot of teams benefited from the way other teams played or got hurt. Because imagine if KD played like KD, then Celtics probably wouldn't even made it that far. So it's just like, yeah, it'll make them better. I won't poo-poo them, but I don't think they going back to the finals like just because they get them. I mean, but we'll see. What you think? I can hear you.
I don't think Boston's a top team. I think they're a top team, but I don't think they're the best. I think Milwaukee's better than them. I think Miami, when healthy, is better than them. I think Philadelphia, if they get another piece, let's say, because another team that's actually been on KD was also Philadelphia. Joel Embiid made it clear to the front office that do everything you can do to get KD on your team. And they have assets too. They got Tyrese Maxey, who I think is a very young, very good point guard in his third year. They got Tobias Harris on that large contract. They got, if you want to say, they got Thibault, who's a defensive guy who can help Brooklyn out, and they got some picks. They can try to finagle some type of move. The only thing that's gonna be a little weird though is KD just left James Harden, so it's like I don't see that's gonna be a little awkward after everything that you did to Brooklyn. Would KD and Harden still be cool? And I don't really see that happening too. That's just too quick. So I mean, maybe if you move Harden back to Brooklyn, you could finagle it. But Joel Embiid made it clear he wants to bring Kevin Durant in. But I don't think Boston. I think they're a top 4 team. But I don't think they're going back to the finals. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Look, I ain't worried about Boston. I'm just not worried about it. I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just not really worried about Boston. And you already kind of called it out because that's what I was thinking over here. The Bucks is who you should be worried about. The Heat is who you should be worried about. They lost Middleton. That's Giannis's dude. That's Batman and Robin. So I mean, you took Robin away. That you supposed to beat him then. I mean, that's what I mean. It's just like then KD didn't play like KD when he played against them. So that's why I was kind of sitting here like, yeah, it'll make them better, but I don't think it's gonna completely change their life. Like, nah. And then if you really want to take it there, they could have beat the Warriors. This is the weakest Warriors roster ever. They could have beat them.
Yeah.
If they really had a system and they knew what they were doing out there, this would have been a better series. But nah, you could have beat these Warriors. So I mean, you can't beat the weakest version of the Warriors. I ain't worried about y'all. You got to show me. And then, like I said, after what Chris Paul and them did, I really don't care about what nobody doing. Because that right there was just disrespectful. I don't know what they was doing. But
shock.
All in all, man, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like since LeBron didn't play in the playoffs this year, I had a lot more fun watching it.
Yeah. Yeah. People say they're missing LeBron. I didn't really miss LeBron at all, man. There's a lot of great basketball to play this playoffs, man. And shout out to Soccer Updates. He said Philly. I just left anybody want to come in, what I'm saying? I put a stream in the comment section. Y'all click the link. But let's touch on Philly a little bit, bro, before we let people in. They had an addition to their roster as well from the Miami Heat, who's somewhat of a tough guy, and that's PJ Tucker. They signed him to a 3-year deal. My belief, and I don't know if you agree with this too or not, bro, to championship teams, you gotta have toughness. You gotta have that one guy, that one enforcer to give you that edge. Look at the last few teams. The Warriors had Draymond Green. That's their enforcer. The Bucks had Bobby Portis. That was their enforcer. You look at all the great teams now. Miami, they have enforcers on those teams. Boston, they somewhat have an enforcer in Marcus Smart. So you have to have that tough, gritty guy on these teams. That's why I think Phoenix is missing. They don't have that enforcer. They don't have that guy that settles things down when they need to. I don't think Dallas has an enforcer on that team. So if you don't have an enforcer or any tough people on your team, then you're not going to survive in the playoffs, bro. It is what it is.
PJ Tucker, man. Come on, Bruce.
Bruce and my man Bubba, come in here, man. Anybody else, hit that link.
Yeah, come on in. Two of my favorite people.
Yeah.
Where Will at?
Oh yeah, Will ain't messing with Bruce. Oh, here come Bruce right here. What up, my man Bruce?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good. How about yourself?
Happy 4th.
I'm good. Yeah. I don't know about Tucker. He didn't do anything for Miami against Boston.
You don't think so? You don't think he's gonna be a difference?
No, I think the GM is like he's trying to recreate Houston Sixers.
Daryl Morey.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Eric Gordon played for the Sixers. You know, so I don't know.
If Akeem said he washed. So disrespectful.
That's my little bro. That's play for Keith. He said he's watched. Bubba, that's his team. He's from Philly. So what you think, Bubba, about that?
Salute to everybody. Adding PJ Tucker, to me, I didn't really feel. I thought it was okay because every team you need that enforcer, like you just said. But paying him $33 million for 3 years, like, nah, that's too much for him. That's an overpay right there. And we saw what he did in the playoffs. I mean, yeah, he defended, but he's not the player he once was when he was in Houston. You know what I'm saying? He can make a couple of threes. He can play defense here and there. So he can make plays and whatnot. But I don't feel like he was the same player that he was in Houston. But somebody said that maybe Daryl Morey trying to pay him for the time he was in Houston that he didn't get paid for. So I feel that's what the move is. But $33 million, that's a little too much considering his age as well.
Okay, do y'all see, I'm going to let Rick go first. Do y'all see Philadelphia getting Kevin Durant?
I mean, BJ, you kind of touched on this earlier. I mean, who are they willing to give up, though? Because KD's a valuable piece. I mean, okay. What? You got Maxey, you got Harden. What, is him and Harden trading positions? Because I'm trying to figure out how they're going to keep Harden, him, and Embiid.
Yeah. I think Harden took less money. So I think that's why he took less money to try to get a valuable player. Because he's not on a supermax, nowhere close to it.
Man, look. I'm trying to figure out how that's gonna work. The way you broke it down in the beginning, I'm just trying to see how that's gonna work. Like somebody gotta go. Like who is gonna be?
Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. Those are two of them.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Get rid of James Harden, man. Because Maxey and Harris and Maxey together. I like. Look, we just need to go and switch out Harden. Go and get that 7-footer, bring them on in, and now you got two big dudes on the court running full speed. Now you got Tobias and KD on the other side. Then you got Maxey running like a little jackrabbit, bro. Then you got Embiid running with him. Man, look, yeah, let I can see it. The Harden, nah, man, we gotta, not saying he's not good, but we gotta think about some things here.
What about you, Bruce?
I think KD is gonna stay in Brooklyn. There's too much. I would be stupid if I trade all my young players for somebody who's 34, injury prone, is not mentally strong, not thin skin. I mean, Sixers media is tough. Yeah. Sixers fans are not the most easiest fans.
Oh my gosh.
So if Kevin Durant is sensitive about Warriors fans, okay, good luck with the Sixers fans. So, and I keep hearing about Golden State. They're gonna trade Wiggins, Poole, Kuminga. Warriors fans should stop supporting the team if the team do that trade.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm doing that trade. Okay. And I think the best team for Kevin Durant is the Brooklyn Nets. He just needs to stay. They just acquired that guy, Royce O'Neal. He's a good defender. Joe Harris and Curry can give you shooting. That guy, Patty Mills, just resigned. That's another shooter. They just need to suck it up and try again for another run.
I think the big thing, Bubba, I'm gonna let you go first. And I'm gonna end it. Go ahead, Bubba.
Oh no, you can go ahead.
I think with Brooklyn, with them, it's not so much Kevin Durant's the problem, it's Kyrie. So they understand that with Kevin Durant comes Kyrie Irving. So if you're gonna keep KD, then you're gonna most likely you're gonna want Kyrie there. That's why I think it is. And the Nets have made it clear they don't want to go through another season with Kyrie Irving. So I agree with you. I think they should stay in Brooklyn. They have enough in Brooklyn. If you're the best player in the league, like it's been promoted, Kevin Durant is. If you're Kyrie Irving, you're an all-star, you got pieces in Brooklyn, you go for that. You go for that run. Now, let's say hypothetically KD leaves. Because I think KD's gonna throw us with a loophole. I think he's gonna go to a team that a lot of people don't think he's gonna go to. Kelly Ward said, and KD going to Atlanta. Watch. I think he's gonna do something that people ain't thinking. Now, there's one team that I had some thoughts of, and I kind of raised my eyebrows with. I said, what if he had went to Washington? Because they just signed Bradley Beal to this large extension. Now, knowing Bradley Beal, man, let me tell you something. He's not going to just sit back and sign that deal and not look to win.
Mm-hmm.
Washington, trust me, he's trying to recruit players to come play with him as well. Now, what do we know about Kevin Durant? He's from Washington, D.C. What do we know about Washington? They got some good players on that team. They got some vital pieces. They got Kyle Kuzma. They got Kristaps Porzingis. They just signed a couple of those dudes from Denver, Will Barton and Monte Morris. They got some picks on that team as well. They got some salary cap space. What if Kevin Durant teamed up with Bradley Beal? Could that be a viable option? Because you're in the East, and you would go to a team where you do have another all-star there, so you're not going by yourself. And let's say you get to the conference finals and the NBA finals, that would really reamp your career and actually put you on another level. Because Brooklyn, I just don't see him staying there without Kyrie Irving. So where else are you going to go? What you think about that, Bubba?
I mean, yeah, that would be a great situation for Kevin Durant, being that he's from DC, so the home team, they have an all-star, and they have some guys that can actually play. They traded for Monte Morris and Will Barton. They got cool guys. Yeah, they got some solid players, so they got Kuzma, they got Porzingis. I mean, I'm not really sold on Porzingis, but they have a nice core of players that, that could make the playoffs and, could potentially contend for a championship, Any team you put KD on has a chance to win a championship. And with the caliber of players that Washington have, I can see them contending if KD goes there.
Okay. Let's kind of backtrack a couple. I know my boy Rick got to go soon, so let's kind of talk about one of these teams I actually discussed on a few days ago, and me and Bruce kind of discussed it. We kind of agreed on it. The T-Wolves, to me, man, I feel like with this whole Rudy Gobert situation, I think they lost this trade. I think Rudy Gobert going to Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota won this trade. I think Utah won the trade. I think Utah got better defensively. I think they got better. They got tougher with Pat Bev. I think they got more athletic. All you got with Minnesota was a Rudy Gobert who, in reality, can only play defense by the rim. But where is Minnesota's defense on the perimeter? Who's going to guard on the perimeter? It's going to be the same thing he dealt with in Utah. All your guys you trade up to Minnesota who play defense. So how is Rudy Gobert going to flourish in the situation? Let me hear from you, Rick, first.
Man, I mean, okay. Let me really be fair to him.
Yeah,
he does, like you said, he does give you good rim protection. That's always important.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I wonder how him and what's the brother name? K Towns is gonna, because the thing about Towns is he plays like a guard. He's real fast. He plays tough. I love the way he plays, by the way. He's aggressive. And I'm just trying to figure out like how Towns is gonna be when Rudy Gobert missing layups, he missing easy dunks, he missing passes, like stuff like that. I don't care who you are, where you're from, bro. Even when you go play ball at the court with somebody you don't know, they miss 2 wide or 3 wide open layups. You like, yo, you don't feel like playing no more. You like, bro, I can't with this guy. So it's like Rudy Gobert go to because I feel like the Wolves are some dogs for real, like they mentality. So you come over there and you missing layups and you taking forever to get up the floor. Like, if anything, I just hope it doesn't hinder the team. It doesn't slow them down. But on the flip end of that, maybe they could put a little culture in them. They can get them going. So I don't know, man. I think that Utah probably did good by letting them go. And Timberwolves picked up a needle and they stabbing themselves. Y'all still there?
What you think, Bruce?
I think Danny Ainge likes to get rid of players to get picks. So it's a chase. It's a chase between Utah and San Antonio for that kid that's going on. I don't think Donovan Mitchell is gonna be on Utah. So they just destroying the team. And I think Minnesota got worse, like I told you. They lost their leader. They lost their leader. Cat is not a leader. And you said that he likes to shoot threes. So I guess Rudy Gobert is gonna have the, he's gonna be alone inside. And but when they play teams like Dallas or Golden State, they're in trouble. They're gonna pick and roll them all day with Rudy Gobert. Okay, so they're in trouble. I mean, there's a video of Steph Curry dancing with Rudy Gobert, and I know Luka likes Rudy Gobert. So, I mean, we'll see.
What about you, Bubba?
Yeah, I feel like it was a bad trade by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sending almost potentially 8 players to Utah for a player who averages 10 points and 14 rebounds. That's a very bad trade, but they're trying to match salaries and whatnot. But I would want to see how Rudy Gobert plays with the Timberwolves because, in Utah, he only attempted 7 shots a game. Donovan Mitchell was not giving him the ball enough. So I would want to see how he plays in Minnesota, playing with Cat and D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell has really regressed. Like, he's not the player he once was in Brooklyn. I feel like he's now more of a pass-first player. So I would want to see how he, gives Rudy the ball on the block multiple times. And Karl-Anthony Towns is going to play the 4. So he probably play the power forward position in which he's going to jack up a lot of shots. You know what I'm saying? Even playing center, look at the shots he jacks up at the 3-point line. So, I don't think they could be a playoff team, but it's still going to be the first round. They're going to be bounced in the first round because they don't have that oomph mentality. Patrick Beverley came over there and made them a playoff team. He kind of instilled some kind of toughness in Karl-Anthony Towns and most of these players over there, and they kind of took his identity. But trading him away, I don't see where that toughness is. So I really want to see how they play. You know what I'm saying? We know Anthony Edwards is a stud, and he's going to do his thing, but he has to mature, and I just want to see how they gel. And with Utah, I don't think Donovan Mitchell is going to be there. Like I said the last time, I think he's going to get traded. And he was in New York at a Mets game, and there were some rumors that potentially he might be traded to the Knicks. So we'll want to see that. But Utah obviously won the trade, getting all these defensive players and getting about 4 or 5 picks. So Utah really won the trade. And Danny Ainge did his thing.
I feel like because y'all said Donovan Mitchell might be gone. I don't think he's gonna be gone this season. I think they're gonna run it back one more time because the thing about it, I think the Anthony Edwards, flourished. The reason why he flourished this year, because remember, the Timberwolves were terrible the year before. I think they were like at 22-46 or something like that. They go from that to 46-36 last season, and the only big move was the acquisition of Pat Beverley. So he makes teams better, his presence. He did it with the Clippers, taking them to the conference finals, helping them be there. He did it with the Houston Rockets, took him to the playoffs. If he was able to do that to Anthony Edwards, up his game, imagine what he can do with the Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell is an all-star. I think Donovan Mitchell is competitive. He plays with an edge, but I also think that there's little things that he can, fix, like his shot selection, his focus on defense, that can put him on a higher tier. And I think Pat Bev would be a person that can challenge him to do that. So I don't think the Jazz are going to let go of Donovan right away. They're going to let this season play out, how it plays out. And then if they choose to trade Donovan, they'll do it. But I think them letting go of Rudy Gobert, that was their decision. As a matter of fact, they even said that they're focused on building a team around Donovan right now. So that's what I think they're doing right now. Talk about a couple more. How y'all feel about John Wall and the Clippers? Do you think John Wall is washed? Do you think John Wall is going to be a big impact player? What you think he's going to be?
John Wall needs to be inspired by Andrew Wiggins. A lot of people used to make fun of Wiggins, including me. Okay. I was like, because the same way I'm treating to them now, that's the same way I was treating Wiggins. A lot of talent, but soft. Yeah. So John Wall he has a perfect situation. He doesn't have to be the man. He has a great coach, proven winners. He needs to think like, okay, I'm the missing piece. What Andrew did with the Warriors, I can do this too. I'm gonna focus on defense. If I have opportunities to score, I'm gonna score, because he's not gonna have the ball, shoot all that. I think so. That's the best place. That's the greatest. He should have the greatest season of his life, because a lot of people, he needs to prove a lot of people wrong. People like, remember me, I'm John Wall. I was the first pick. I was a great player out of Kentucky. Yes. So he needs to just show up and play some defense and go get it.
How about that, Bubba?
Yeah, initially, I wasn't really sold on this move, because I felt like he doesn't really like his skill set. Like, I felt like he was a score first point guard, but doing a little research, I found out that he doesn't really only score. Like, he can distribute the ball and he can put a lot of pressure on the basket. So, yeah, like Bruce said, like, you haven't played in a while. Andrew Wiggins should be an inspiration to you. Like, you should come to this situation that you're in right now and say, okay, what can I do to help the Clippers be a contender, or to help them get over the hump? You know what I'm saying? Focus on your strengths, and work on your weaknesses and try to make them strengths, and do what you have to do to help this team win. Now you haven't played in a long time, so obviously people are going to be okay. People don't really have expectations for you. So this could be the perfect situation that you find yourself in, with this team being a contender. They having high expectations. You come in, you do what you have to do what you can do to your best abilities, and help the team get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel about this.
Yeah. It's all going to be about motivation. It's all going to be about his focus, and understand he's been out for 2 seasons. It ain't been injuries. It's been the fact that he's been trying to play with the Houston Rockets, be the starting point guard. So he's been healthy. Now you get a chance to probably most likely start on this Clipper team. You get what you want. Now you're gonna, be able to, showcase your talent. And I believe John Wall is going to rise to the occasion. I think he's a very competitive player. I think he wants to prove people wrong who doubt him. And he's gonna make it easier for guys like Kawhi and PG, where they ain't gotta, play make themselves. They can, they got a playmaker right beside him, John Wall, who's 6'4", and who can play defense, and still is faster than 95% of the point guards in the league right now. with those injuries. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good deal with the Clippers, man.
Yeah, I had two problems with the John Wall move, like his health, because he hasn't really been healthy the past few years, and if he's told to come off the bench, like how would he feel about it? Will he be willing to sit out just like he did in Houston? Those are two things I had with the John Wall trade.
I think he would, because you gotta remember Houston was a very young team, so he's thinking in his head like, I should be definitely starting here. Clippers are more seasoned. They got, Hall of Famers on that team. They got seasoned veteran starters on that team. I think they're gonna probably decide between John and Reggie who's gonna start, but I don't think John's gonna be as salty about him not starting on the Clippers, because again, Reggie, he's been with them for the last couple of seasons and he's been big in the playoffs. So I mean, the load he's carried, I mean, he's earned that to start. But John, his resume is better than Reggie. So if the Clippers go to Reggie and go to John, be like, hey, you're starting, I don't think Reggie's gonna really have much of a problem. I think they just gotta get that nipped in the butt before training camp. They have to understand, okay, don't worry about who starts. You're both gonna get very high valuable minutes. Go out there and play. This is about the team, and roll from there. If they can do that and be on the same page, they're gonna be in great shape. Bruce, you want to add anything? Any other trade, anything going on?
I just need the KD situation to be over. I don't think he's gonna go. He's probably going to a team we don't expect.
Yeah.
I don't think the Kyrie LeBron thing is gonna work like it was in Cleveland. They're both older, and it's not the same Kyrie. This Kyrie is mentally not focused on basketball.
Yeah.
And when he goes to the Lakers, I don't think they're gonna miss. I don't know who's gonna defend or something, if they're gonna be a good enough team to win against the Clippers and the Warriors. And so I think John Wall will be fine. So we'll just see how it goes, because the West is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be crazy. Bruce, what else you got before you let off, man?
Yeah, Kyrie's move to the Lakers, I don't really. He can help them in terms of 3-pointers, but he doesn't really help them defensively. Kyrie plays defense when he wants to. We saw that when he locked James Harden up when they played against Philly. So I don't really see him helping the Lakers defensively. Now, if I'm Brooklyn, I'm not trading Kyrie to the Lakers. If I'm Brooklyn, I would not put him in a situation to be successful, because when he had the opportunity, he didn't put my organization in a position to be successful. I trade him to a team where I can get picks. I trade him to Orlando, trade him to Indiana. I'm not trading him to no team that he can get success from. So that's all I have about this one.
You know what? I'll say this last thing. To me, when I look at the Kyrie Irving situation, if he was to go to the Lakers wouldn't be helping him. Kyrie would be helping them. I think Kyrie's chances decrease if he goes to the Lakers. I think he has a better chance in Brooklyn than he would with the Lakers. The only reason this is a big deal, a big story, is because the Lakers are desperate. Because think about, like Bruce said, who's going to be playing defense? Malik Monk. They got rid of Malik Monk. They got Stanley Johnson. Who's going to be playing defense? THT, Austin Reeves. I mean, come on, man. These guys are unknown players. So Kyrie will help them, because he's still a 50, 40, 90 guy. He's going to be bringing them instant offense to that team. So I don't understand why he would leave Brooklyn, all because you got some, beef with the management. Clear that up. Get back healthy. Get Kevin Durant and get everybody, the whole crew, and go for a championship. So that's my lasting thoughts of it, man. But any last words before we let it off, man?
Go Clippers.
Hey, Clip Gang, don't bang.
Go Sixers. Go Clippers.
Okay. You got the second part right, Bubba.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. We'll be back on tomorrow, though, y'all. Back on tomorrow.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, love. All right, y'all. That's going to conclude the Pull Up Basketball Show. We appreciate y'all coming on. Shout out to my co-host, Rick. You know what I'm saying? If you want to follow him, you can follow him on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. They can put the handle on here. Y'all can follow us on Instagram, Spotify, iHeartRadio, where y'all can catch all of our, episodes and short clips, funny clips, you know what I'm saying? Just the whole nine, get to know us more and more. And we always appreciate, people in the Cash App. Again, shout out to my man, Play for Keep for the $5 donation. And shout out to my man, Elise from Golden State, from Oakland, Golden State Warrior fan, through and through. It's a $5 donation for Place for Keep. Well, for your little brother, Place for Keep doing what you're doing. $25 for my man, Elise, for much love, bro. Keep doing your thing. Appreciate you. So we always appreciate the real fans that come up in here and support, donate, whatever you do, listen to the content, because we bring in that fire, man. We bring that experience. We're bringing the real basketball media. None of that soft, politically correct stuff, man. We're here for the real deal. So we definitely appreciate y'all coming through, man. With that being said, we want to say pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull out. Peace out of here like swimwear.